It's good to see you again. You guys know who I am. I am Jay, aka the Moderate Texan. You are listening to and watching the Moderate Texan podcast. It's good to be back. I know I've been gone for a little while. Life comes at you fast, and in this case, I didn't have MasterCard with me, so things were a bit choppy, real choppy. New changes in my life happening, but we're back. We're going to be looking at some new film today. We're going to recover the last three games. We're going to talk about that. You guys know who I am. I'm Jay, aka the Moderate Texan, but I am joined today by my buddy Exo here. I don't know if he's still eating, but Exo, how you doing today, man?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Doing well. Just got off work, ready to watch some great film. Hopefully.
Some of it's great. Some of it's the Jets game. So we'll see how that's going to work out. As you guys know how to find me on social media. You guys can see it down below. It is at Moderate Texan on Twitter. That's pretty much all I'm at. But if you guys want to see about where the rest of my stuff is, check the description down below. You can email me at the Moderate Texan podcast at gmail.com. And you can find me here on Twitter. Don't really have an Instagram. It is what it is. I don't really have anything else. It is what it is. But hey, yo, meet me there. This is also playing on and will be uploaded to all of the available podcast sites. It'll be Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Spotify. I usually upload those the next day by 10 a.m. So keep a lookout there if you want to watch it there. If you want to watch the video version of the podcast, that will be on Spotify only, or you can rewatch this on YouTube. All right. You guys know how things go here. We always start off with a quick side note. So there will be some changes to the channel. Things are coming up new. First, as I said, I got a co-host with me today. It's Exo. I'm going to introduce him here as the permanent co-host. This man has taught me a whole lot about the things that I don't know a lot about, which is the offensive and defensive lines. I'm much better with like running backs and wide receivers, sometimes the secondary, but that line stuff, that's not my thing. This guy knows a lot more than me. So Exo, tell the people about yourself a little bit.
How you doing? How you doing, guys? Just a little bit about myself. Well, just the coaching side of it. Uh, was a little bit of a O-line assistant coach and a D-line assistant coach for the University of Houston. When I spent my time there during my collegiate days. Worked in the scouting department a little bit, and then just spent my time there until I graduated and got into the big boy world. Um, Spent my whole life playing in the trenches, and so that's where I got my start, and that's where I lay my head. I'm a DRB Nation, dirty rotten bastards. Y'all will know good and goddamn well how I come well, come hard, come with, and so let's have a good day.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I'm happy to have you on with me here. You've taught me a lot, Exo. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna continue to do what the Modern Texan podcast is here to do. We're here to bring you guys the truth as it is, the film as it is. And in the end, at the end of the day, it's your decision as to what you think happened. But we're gonna let you know what we saw on the play, and it's your decision to decide if it's good, bad, ugly, dirty, funky, needs work, is perfect, whatever that may be. But we're here in the end to come back to the middle. That's how it works. Uh, Also, we wanted to discuss our next project that's coming up here. Exo, you and I have been talking a lot about Damian Pierce, and that's a subject of contention for a lot of Texans fans. But one of the things we definitely want to do is we want to talk about what we are seeing because I think, at least in my eyes, I think he's being treated a little bit unfairly. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's treating a little bit of fairly, though justified, just based off of his last year's productions towards this year's production. He's not living up to the expectation that we have set for him and that we have expected him to do. Is that our fault or is that the fault of like just the circumstances that was at hand? That's for us up to decide personally, but I just think that he does get somewhat unjustified, I guess, critiques and unjustified gripes just based on his play. Even though we understand the situation that is at hand, there's a lot to go. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. There's a lot to that paints the picture. It's not just one thing that just uh, decides what makes or breaks the run plays or what makes and breaks the whole. I guess the scheming itself. There's just other factors that has to be addressed and at least factored in. Case in point, or v- verbatim, that we have to just understand so we can really just paint a good picture of just like what's really going on. Um, though I think in the future that I don't think he was going to be for this team long term, just based on what we are asking for this position in this offense. If we're going to run the scheme for the next, I guess, 5 to 10 years, or however long the tenure D'Amico Ryans will be, I just don't think he is going to be a guy that's going to be, I guess that that regard of the offense, or that's going to ask for that much of his offense. If he's asking to be like a starting running back or a running back too, I don't think he has that big of a future in this type of offense, in this type of scheme. So, but to say that he's not a good running back, or just say that he's doesn't have a future in the NFL, I just think that's just a little bit of too much hyperbole, or just too much of just internal gripes that you have towards a player versus like to see what it is. Um, there's definitely points of his game that he needs to fix if he wants to stay here and if he wants to have a bigger role in his offense. There's things he has to fix and things he has to update in his game. But as it stands, I just don't see that long of a future for him here. Even though he's a running back and they in themselves don't last that long, uh, he still has a excuse me, sorry about that. He still has things he has to fix in order for him to stay this long or stay longer than what is expected for him to be out at by the end of the year. And we're going to see a little bit bits and pieces of that today. The good of his running game, the of his running game, and then what people have the gripes for, like the bad in his running game. It's like, all right, you got to fix this, or I don't think it's long for you for this offense.
Yeah, kind of to hit on that, we're one of the things that we had talked about doing, and keep a lookout for this in the future, is we plan on kind of reviewing Pierce's runs for the year to kind of give you guys that good, the bad, and the ugly up front, right? So I know a lot of people have talked about, oh, he's run into this, or oh, he's doing this badly, or oh, he's just not a good runner. It's not necessarily true, and that's part of why we're wanting to do this. We're wanting to break down that O-line play, break down what the defense is doing, break down what the offense is doing, break down the play calls, break down where Pierce is running to. And sometimes it is him. Sometimes it's a factor of things. Sometimes it's one man getting beat. But we want to bring that to you guys so that everybody can get a fair and upfront view of what we are seeing from Dameon Pierce and why we feel disappointed in him this year. But that's for the future, and we'll talk a little bit about that more as we come to the end of the video. Before we jump into the film, though, as we end the quick side note here, let's take a look at there's one thing that I actually wanted to request. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe as you guys see fit. It helps out the channel. You guys have supported me, got me up to, I want to say 69 followers. So if you guys want to try and help me get to 100 by the end of the year, that would be cool. I didn't even think I'd make it this far, so it's pretty cool to even see this many of you guys following me, liking my content out there. As always, if you guys need me to pray for anything, or if you guys need to talk to me about anything, or if you guys want to just want to hit me up, put that information in the comments, put it in the chat, email me, hit me up on Discord, hit me up on Twitter, whatever it is you want to do. I'm here to talk. Hit EXO up as well. We're here to talk, and I will get his information out there as well as we can get that, and we'll get that information from you as well at the end of the show, EXO. All right. Y'all already know what we're here for. We ain't here for nothing else but the film. The film don't lie, as my good buddy Texans Thoughts says. So let's jump straight into it. We're going to be covering 3 games today. We're going to be covering 5 plays from the Jags' second game. That was week 11, I believe, or 12. week 13 against the Broncos, and the abysmal week 14 against the Jets. So let's jump into this first play here. This is pretty early on in the Jags game. Let's take a look at this. And I remember watching this when we watched it. I was a bit upset with this play.
So, so we have an empty set here, and so obvious past situation, but we got to understand like the keys to this. We have another situation here where we have an exotic D'Amico Ryan's defensive play call. We got a 3-by-2. So anytime I see 3-by-2 or 3-by-1, I think of a levels concept. So they're gonna be attacking us at different levels. So if you're in the zone, just be mindful of that. And so as you can see, as the play goes, you can see the different levels that Doug Peterson is trying to attack. Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence is trying to attack us at. So you got a short behind the numbers, between 0 and 5. You're gonna have your 10 to 15, and then you gonna have a longer route just to clear out. So attacking the zone, attacking the open gaps is the key for good wide receivers here. And so for the Jaguar side of it, they ran this play correctly. Uh, it was not the perfect play call to run into, but it's like, hey, we have a good play to beat us. This is a zone beater, and so you can see some savvy plays, savvy veteran plays by if that it was that Christian Kirk or Evan Ingram.
That was Evan Ingram.
So Evan Ingram, savvy tight end, been in the league what 5-7 years or some shit like that, and so he knows, hey, I got to get behind the linebacker and underneath the safety and get into open area. And so as soon as he breaks the route, the ball's already there. Trevor understands. We got as we stated before, if you can divide down the center and go by the numbers and leverages, we see we got 3-by-3 on one side, and then we got a stack lift on the other side. And so if I'm seeing this, I know that we have more advantageous numbers or advantageous leverage towards the defense because they have less guys to cover that much field for the amount of opportunity the receivers can run. So if you play this, you put in Christian Harris, Henry To'oTo'o, and the safety in interesting situations. Harris got to guard the left or right of him from a certain depth to get the look that he's trying to get. From this look, I don't know how many people dropped in coverage. Look like they only rushed 3, and so if they only rushed 3, they dropped 8, and so that's a lot of sections a defense has to cover or a defense has to sit, and so we're picking on the linebackers in the situation. Y'all already know that our linebacker core is not the best core in the league. It's not even the best core in the AFC South. So we got a lot of inexperience here, and a lot of guys trying to learn as they go and try to build that experience so they know what to do in the future. But that's the future we're speaking about as the now. So now we're seeing situations where I'm gonna play on Henry To'oTo'o. I'm gonna play on the inexperience of Henry To'oTo'o. I'm gonna play the inexperience of Christian Harris. And so these two linebackers have to cover these two tight ends in this section of field. And so you see that Henry To'oTo'o was the fatal one that got picked on this play. And he didn't make the worst move. He did what he's supposed to do. It was just a little late. I don't know if he diagnosed it too late or if it's his talent, but that's on a player. That's one of the gripes that came in out of Alabama. He wasn't a high numbers guy, not numbers as in he didn't blow the combine charts out the waters. He wasn't a fast guy. He wasn't the strongest guy. He just knew where to be at what time. But this is the NFL, and he has to learn that over the course of time. And so we call this the rookie gripes. This is the rookie what like you have to the you gotta the rookie growing pains. That's the fucking statement. So I say the growing pains of a rookie. And so in this situation, he could play this better later on in his career, but at this moment, he got played there. We've seen in other weeks that it wasn't the best coverage skills by Henry Tortola, but we see that he's learning over the course of time of how to be a better coverage linebacker in the NFL.
Yeah. And what we really see here is, as Exo kind of eloquently explained here, is really Christian Harris and Henry To'oTo'o really got put in a disadvantageous situation. We saw it a lot on that wide view there. This is the tight view, right? You could see this is a game of inches, right? And unfortunately, To'oTo'o is right. He knows what he's doing. He's just, I mean, look at this throw. There's
A hair off.
yeah, I mean, he's right. He's in the right spot. He's just barely off. And so we get mad at him because we say, man, he's just not good in coverage. Well, unfortunately, he's doing good in coverage. He's just missed. And just barely. And I know we want to say that he's terrible or he's this or he's that. No. We need to stop that, John. He's a rookie. And Trevor Lawrence is in his third year in the league, right? He's got a Super Bowl winning head coach. They know how to pick on tendencies, and that's what we're seeing here. And he's getting the ball out quick. This is against 8 back. Like that, there are 8 people. We rushed 3. We rushed 3 here. Didn't get to the quarterback. Collins is back in coverage. Never want to see that again.
He does it. This is the exotic play calls of DeMeco Ryans.
It is what it is.
And
But
so if you're running back to continue talking about if you're running back to your point about Trevor Lawrence getting the ball out quick, I want people to notice from the ball hike till he gets it out, how long does that really take? If he's rushing 3, 2 1,000 balls out.
This is 2 seconds. You're telling Henry To'oTo'o to in 2 seconds make a twitch move to move within 5 yards here. I mean,
and
make the perfect play.
And he sort of does. It's just he has to be quicker at that, or he has to what's the word? He has to decipher that quicker. That's all it was. He played the eyes. He dropped into his little zone area. We can middle linebacker coach, defense coordinator might say sometimes you don't have to cheat that much far in on those type of routes. I understand that you had a doubles concept with 2 tight ends. So it's going to be a mesh route between these 2 slow fucks. So just understand one linebacker's got this person, another linebacker got this person, or if it crosses my face, I catch them. If not, and so these are all things they talk throughout the week of like how to play these people, or these are things they talk in the off season and they do the training drills to figure this shit out. But he has to get real live game reps to feel like, all right, whenever I see this type of look again, I know what's about to happen. I can feel, all right, I gotta cheat. If I cheat left, I can't cheat past in this situation, I can't cheat past the hashes. I got to stay more down the hash versus getting past the hash because I'm giving more leverage to the inside. I'm giving more leverage to the outside and not containing my leverage to the inside, which Trevor's picks on right there. And them not say all this to give discredit to. That's a great fucking throw by Trevor Lawrence. Like we gotta give credit where credit is due. Here it's always going against a guy like we might since he's a division guy, we like to talk shit about Trevor Lawrence, but he's like a top 10, top 15 quarterback in the league. So we're going to have to deal with this shit all for the rest of his tenure for the Jaguars.
And not much more to say about this play, but the reality is Henry To'oTo'o is not as bad as we're making him out to be. I know he gets burned in coverage sometimes. It ends up being a lot, but these are the rookie growing pains. And he has gone up against some good quarterbacks. He's gone up against some bad ones as well, and you've seen him rise to the occasion, right? On this particular play, a good quarterback with a quick release beat him. And that is what it is. That's just the way that cookie crumbled. Let's jump up into the next play. And this play right here kind of frustrated me. I know a lot of us, we got a guy in CJ Stroud, right? We know what we've got in CJ Stroud. And he has played phenomenally this year. This is one of those plays where you see he is a rookie. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So I'm going to pause it here. Right off the bat, so we talk about drawing that line down the center, right? So center's right here. Let's look at the hash. What do we see, right? So far, we've got, I think that's Dalton Schultz right there.
Maybe.
I think that's Dalton
Maybe.
Schultz right there. I think that's a 6. And we've got Devin Singletary over here. On the other side, we've got 3 receivers. And if we're drawing this hash out here outside of this defensive, like we've got numbers essentially what it looks like on this side. But I'll kind of play it out so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Tank Dell moves. We've got what, 2 over here, 3 over here.
3.
Yeah. And what, 4 on 3 on 4? Roughly. Yeah, and then this guy's out here, and we've got 2 on 3 over here.
So since it's a 3-by-2, and since we're going against a 3-4 look, we got to count these stand-up ends as outside linebackers because they do be dropping into coverage like the assholes 3-4 guys do.
1, 2, 3, 4 on here. 5, I mean.
So on the left side of the field, we go down the hash. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, depending if that guy drops into coverage or not. Versus on the right side, you got 1, 2, 3. And depending if that safety rolls over at the start of play, we just know we got better leverage on the right side versus the left side. It's going to be more cluttered on the left side if we force a pass or force a run or force anything. There's going to be more clutter over there because there's more bodies over there. That's basically just the premise of the leverage shit.
Now, the reason that we want to talk about that is this. If I'm CJ Stroud here, and if I'm a more seasoned quarterback, we'll say, my initial thought is it's 5 on 3 over here. It's cluttered. There's a lot of stuff happening on the left side of the field. I know Tank Dell's over here, and I got Dalton Schultz over here. I got 2 of my primary weapons, but it's a lot of stuff. I'm in the shotgun. I'm already reviewing this. I'm supposed to see everything. Let me kind of cheat and use this side of the field. And when we start the play, you'll see why I say.
Let's see what we got.
Why I kind of say that. Oh, Lord. Now, this play does result in a touchdown. Great throw, great catch, great play by Tank there to get into a zone there and just kind of stay and sit in this empty space where nobody's there, right? Great stuff by him there. But this play could have been much easier.
And so if you look, if you could do for me, just to keep replaying the play from the top, from the wide view, you can just keep
Yeah, I got
try to get in a loop. And so one of the big reasons why we said the leverage thing is that on the right side of the field, since we have a 2-by-2 concept, most 2-by-2s, not say all, I say a good average of 50% of the 2-by-2 concepts, it's going to be it's going to be a mesh route. We're going to try to pick on the either inside defender or we're going to try to pick on a safety. And so in this situation, on the right side of the field, they was picking on the linebacker that was going to be guarding underneath this mesh route. And so we have 41 here or 91 there as the defender of that little zoned area. And so as you saw, Nico Collins pops open on the underneath slant route, coming underneath this mesh between him and Woods. And so if CJ was able to understand the lever side of it, he could have been able to hit Nico on a sooner. He would have been able to hit the open receivers quicker instead of having to escape the pocket, get out in space, get it open, and make something happen with his legs and his arm, and try to let this be a jump ball, open ball drill, and just get everybody get open, or anybody try to get open. And so, with experience, I feel like he will be able to see this and be like, all right, I got a better leverage here. And he probably already does, but he probably is thinking, all right, in this situation as a rookie quarterback, you're probably thinking about a whole bunch of shit. And so I don't know at this moment if this play just like, all right, he just thought a certain way at this moment. Hey, this the look. I like the look we get. I like the guys I have on the side of the field. I got Dalton Schultz, Tank Dell, and Devin Singletary. Somebody should be fucking open within a couple seconds of this shit. But he forced the let me not say force, because I'm assuming that he made his reads go from left to right. And so he saw that half of the field liked it, say, I'm gonna do my reads on this side. And as he saw how the play turned out, the play turned out. Um, we're not in the offensive meeting room, so I don't know the play call, but seeing from what I'm seeing here, automatically looks left, stays there, goes through his reads, through his three options on the left, and then finally goes to the right, but has to start escaping because the pressure is going to get to him.
Yeah. And the reason I really kind of wanted to bring that up and that leverage again as we're talking about it is because this is what you'll see Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady's, your top, aged, we'll say, quarterbacks, your top veteran quarterbacks out there do, is they'll play the leverage game. We'll see Davis Mills kind of do this stuff later. And I think he's a little bit better at this maybe than CJ. But that's okay. Right? I mean, Davis Mills, I would hope he's better than this. He's been better than that at him than CJ at this because he's been in the league 3 years, right? So things have slowed down a bit more for him. But what we're seeing here is, and I understand, right, what you're saying there, XO, that maybe he trusts these guys on the left a little bit more, and he doesn't think that Robert Woods and Nico Collins will get it done on the right side over there. Maybe that's what he's seeing. But 2v3 is better than 3v5 any day of the week. Like, I would rather take that any day, especially when one of those guys is 91 right here, right? Like when you got this big chungus over here. And that's where you could kind of focus on the right side there. Because if he does this quicker right here, Nico Collins is open. Like, that's a catch and we know what Nico Collins has done to first tacklers all season. That's like
he could make that. He's going to go in. If you put it on the hash, I'm going in.
So that's a touchdown, right? This right here is what you want to see be done for the future. And the reason you want to see it is because it's the easier play. You don't have to work as hard. Now, I'm not saying that CJ didn't make the play and it doesn't all come out in the wash in the end anyway. It did. It's a good play in the end because we end up getting the touchdown. But it didn't have to be this hard. We had the opportunity to make this a little bit easier. And we made this harder on ourselves because of some rookie development that we still have to make. And it's fine, right? Like, I expected this from CJ. The reason we're nitpicking it, and that's what I am going to say it is nitpicking. The reason we're nitpicking it is because of the situation that we're in right now. We have a chance at the playoffs. And you can't, like, in the playoffs, these plays can't continue to happen all the time because what's going to happen is that as teams get better and you get deeper into the playoffs, teams are going to start getting pressure on you faster. They're going to start taking stuff like this away. And if you miss stuff like this, those are moments that can make or break your game, right? So it's just things like that. Now, there is one other thing I wanted to talk about on this play, and we'll look at it from the tight view here in a second. This referee back here, it might be a little bit dumb because when you throw your hat down, that means that someone has stepped out of bounds. And no one on this play has stepped out of bounds. The player that I think he's looking at is Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz steps on the green here. That is not out of bounds, ladies and gentlemen. The white is out of bounds. So if that would have been a flag, that would have been a terrible flag. But let's look at this from the tight view here so you can kind of see what we're talking about. All right, remember, this is the hash, right? We've got, is that Cisco? No, that's Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd is already over. Like this is, if we're looking at it, he's more towards the. I guess you could say he's on this side, which would make it 4v2 versus 3v4, which would, I guess that's what CJ Stroud is looking at.
What we're talking
when we're looking at if we're cutting the field in half, we already know from the wide view that we've got 4 other guys over here on this left of CJ, and on the right side we've got 3 guys kind of over there. So if CJ is looking at this and thinking maybe he's going to shade towards his right, maybe that's why he decided to go towards the left. But it is what it is. He does kind of go out there, but he's way away from where Nico Collins is. Again, he makes a great play and a great throw across his body, hits Tank Dell, and we get a touchdown, right? So I'm not upset. Hey, look, a little Juice Scruggs there.
Hey, man, don't talk about the O-line getting their ass whipped on this play. Don't talk about this shit. I'm watching Dieter open up the gate like he's saying he's a Walmart greeter. Come on now. You say, hey, how you doing? What all you need? Let me help you. You need some carts? Here's my quarterback. Go straight towards him.
Yeah. But hey, the play ends up being good. The big thing that I wanted to shoot. Yeah, not because of Dieter, but at the end of the day, we want the whole reason that we're showing you this play, and the reason that I really picked this play out is because I wanted people to see this is how things could be easier. CJ's not perfect. We expected that. He's not perfect. And these are the ways that he could be better. Now, again, we're not in that film room. We're not going to be the ones telling CJ, hey, yo, you could have done this instead. And I'm betting they've kind of covered that with him already. But those are things that veteran quarterbacks get to take care of, and they work on, and they see a little bit faster. And I suspect that in CJ's future, we will start to see plays like that become much easier and much quicker for him, and him dissect defenses even more so than he has currently this season. Let's get on to this next play. Oh, I don't like this play.
Early, I gotta ask Trevor Lawrence how many tables he got left at his restaurant, because that boy was cooking. That boy was cooking good plate. Look at that.
This man had oxtails on the plate.
Boy, what?
He knew what he was doing.
That boy Kurt couldn't get there fast enough. In doing so, he burnt Javier so bad, I don't even think he'd have started a nickel anymore after this game.
You're right, he didn't, because we got this guy Desmond King who started the last 2 weeks because of this. I mean,
and let me give credence to Javier Thomas. This is one of the hardest routes to guard as a DB. I used to film 1-on-1s for 3 years straight. He used to be on field to watch this. This is one of the hardest routes because I'm going on one side of the field to the other. Sheer reaction. The wide receiver has the entire field to get open.
Yeah, that was a face mask miss too, but yeah.
They never will call that.
Yeah, they never call it. But yeah, the reality here.
He's not the only one that got open on this play.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so first things first, I want to talk about here. Every DB is tight, right? All 3 of our DBs are lined up in press. They are there. Look at this. I mean, he's directly across. And I mean, you're expecting him. The offense knows the play. Defense doesn't. Kirk just burns him off the line. And of course, right here.
And what hurts, before you go on your soliloquy, I think this was like 3rd and 8 or some shit like that. And this is one of those drives like, hey, we can put them out of the game if we defense get a 3 and out. And this play happens. The defense gets, I think, 2 stops. I think this is 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
It is. It's
And
third and 8.
this is killer. Killer. I would
Yeah.
rather him throw the drag to Evan Ingram, but he's not gonna do that. I'm the away team. I'm his opponent. If you would have to throw it to open receiver, throw it to Evan Ingram. Not the crosser that's about to go for 50.
Yeah.
And this is also the game I said this the penalty game where we was where
Yes, where we had penalty after penalty in the end
yo,
zone. Yeah.
and this is why I couldn't be that mad after the game on the penalties because we gave up plays like this throughout the whole game. The whole game. This was one of 4 or 5 plays over 40 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's gonna be 3 more of these in this game. Can
I
only be
know
mad at
people are going to want
ourselves.
to blame. Yeah, and people are going to get mad at this, right? That we didn't get to the quarterback here. But I mean, the dude got this out in 2.5 seconds.
This is where
Like,
you have to have a complementary defense. My pass rush has to complement my coverage. If my coverage is not going to be there the whole time, I need my pass rush to get there to help my coverage. And if my pass rush is not going to get there enough time, I need my coverage to help my pass rush so that I get enough time to get to the quarterback. They have to work hand in hand.
but also, this is the other side of it. Safety play. Jalen Petrie has not had his best year. We know that Jalen Petrie has not had his best year.
That's
this
why
year.
that's why I waited for you to say something.
Yeah,
Go through all your notes.
because one of the things we see here, yes, Tavier Thomas gets cooked at the line. Cooked, right? It is what it is. No one's saying what it. I can't even blame him because he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Oh no!
But he's also supposed to have.
Wait!
I mean,
That's
he
his
still gets
job.
burned.
That's
He gets
his job.
cooked.
But
Is his he gets cooked.
he get cooked. But like you said, continue.
But
There's supposed to be a guy back there.
there's supposed to be some help right here. And Jalen Petrie lets Christian Kirk cross his face. He sees this, but he's so locked in on the backfield that he doesn't even realize that his guy has got his skull drug in coverage. He's literally 4 yards behind him. And by the time he recognizes it, it's too late.
Eyes in the backfield. And this is another one of those guys that is not living up to the expectations. If you're watching, be sure to shout out to our guys at Texans 22. Be sure to check out one of their guys' new videos of 5 things they had right and 5 things they had wrong. These are something along the lines of, hey, Jalen Petrie supposed to be all pro, had the numbers for it. But better defense, better coaching in this system, and he's not living up to the expectations we had thought he was going to live up to. And so this is another one of those guys like, all right, what's the future of this guy? Is this just a year? Is it the system? Or is it like, hey, you just need some time to get experience, to get your legs up on you? It's one of those interesting situations where throughout the year we're saying, hey, you're not cutting it for the position and the role that you're in. This is mind you, guys. This is a guy with a C on his chest. This is a guy they put on the PSLs. This is a guy they put on the billboards. And so you have one of these guys that's supposed to be somebody, not being the person he's supposed to be, and that's why I give credence to the Dameon Pierce thing because I understand like he's not being a guy he's supposed to be, and this is another person that's not being a guy he's supposed to be. Because a guy, a safety on the right side of the field, probably if I remind you, he's probably the field safety in the situation, and he is the field safety in the situation. He you have the most field to cover, but yet you zone up, you you island up, and you stare at the quarterback the whole time. You don't even try to assess the routes that are about to approach into your zone. You're locked into the backfield,
Yep.
and it's crazy.
And to play on that point a little further, right? Dorian Houston Carson on the other side, or whatever this dude's name is over here, he's got he's got to also have this side of the field. He's not single high. Yes, he's the furthest back safety, but he's not single high here. Like, he's got another safety that's supposed to cover the other half of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what makes this worse. That's what makes me even more frustrated about this play. Is you could see that he's starting to back up and start to cover, and you could see that he checks over here real quick with after he's looking in the backfield, he checks over here to see what Stingley's got with Ridley over here. And then we go a little bit further and we check. He's looking in the backfield. He's seeing what's happening over here. He's not looking at Jalen Petrie, who is getting crossed right here. But he's so locked in, he's missed it. He's checking to see what's happening. And then the throw happens. And look, he's starting to make a break for this side of the field. Why is this safety who's covering the other half of the field reacting before Jalen Petrie does? Right? And yes, we know he's supposed to be a guy. Shout out to Texans 22. Go watch that video if you haven't. It's great content. Leo and VT are putting out great stuff out there.
Shout out to the guys.
Shout out to the guys over there at Texans 22. Go watch their stuff. Top fire content over there. Go watch it. But this is one of those things that makes you kind of understand why Jalen Petrie isn't living up to that hype that we had kind of expected from him from last year. And I know some of that hype is because we were really, really bad in the linebacker position last year. And that was kind of helping to feed into his great play. But also, as VT likes to kind of state, Jalen Petrie was in the box 288 times last year, and he's only been in the box 208 or not even 200 times this year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on pace to have, what is it? Like 218 times in the box this year. Like, we're not even using him in the right spot. So, of course, he's not playing to the caliber that we were expecting him to play. But by God, man, that can't happen. This you cannot. I'm sorry. If a man crosses your face like that, if this junk happens,
my big thing is
that's frustrating.
I don't know what coverage he's going into just based off of depth and the other safety on this play. I don't know what, because it looks like, if anything, we're in cover 2 man, because my corners locked up on either outside receivers, because 21 doesn't pass off. Was that Zay Jones? He's manned up. I'm in his hip pocket. Yeah, I'm in his hip pocket. So we're in man. We got Stingley.
Man, maybe, yeah.
You got Stingley getting burnt. We're not going to talk about that. Well, we already did, because I asked him to throw it.
What you talking about? He's not getting burnt. What you talking about?
Who's that with the white sleeve?
Right here? This is Stingley.
Oh, my bad. Cashman.
Yeah, Cashman's getting.
I'm so upset. I'm over here blaming the wrong players. I'm over here putting on to the wrong players. My man Cashman getting cooked. He's a linebacker. I'm not expecting him to lock up a goddamn slot corner, a slot receiver. Anywho, but it's like, what coverage is he in? Because I know D'Amico didn't ask for a safety to just cover one half of a field, and Houston Carson, especially Houston Carson, cover half a field. So I'm thinking my other safety that's at the same or around the same depth as that other safety will understand, hey, like Modric says, if the deepest receiver crosses your face, you have to go with him. To me, what I think happened, he got crossed up, because I'm looking at this route now. I'm thinking Christian Kirk sauced his ass up. I might have to see the tight view. I think I see him stem up a little bit, thinking, oh, I'll bet he's gonna break outside. But
I don't think we see it in the tight view, but I understand what you're saying. No, that's not what happens here. He doesn't get hemed out of his socks.
We don't see it. I know he stemmed up for a step, but that shouldn't be anything for Petrie to still stare in the backfield.
He's already past him at this point. Like, he's already gone.
So it's like, bro, what? peachy
Like
what
this
you're looking
isn't
at. Peach what
like
you're
I
looking at.
mean, you can see it. You can see where Christian he's past him here. He's already there. Like he's already past him.
Bird. Barbecue chicken.
This is the type of stuff that like frustrates me, right? Is because I know we've watched Jalen Petrie make this play. Look, he's in the middle of the field. Literally.
Direct middle.
He's in the middle of the field. If this is me, if I'm looking at this as a quarterback, the first thing I think is this is cover 2 man, especially when I see all those guys going and following, right? When I see
Once I see
Nelson here,
the
I see
two
it.
safeties get depth and the outside corners lock up, I know it's cover 2 man. You know, I know this. I've heard QB coaches tell the fucking QBs the whole time about this shit. So once you see the two,
Locked, open. And this is what's frustrating, right? This is why we get frustrated with the Texans and we wonder why this game got away from us. We could have won this game. Yes, we could have won this game with a couple clicks. Yes, we could have won this game with a couple of stops. But this
yes,
is
we
a
could have won
stop
the
we
game
could
if the
have made.
referees didn't call a couple flags.
Yeah, but even with all of that, we still could have won this game
if we don't give up 4 to 5 plays of 40 plus yards because we have
now.
a safety in the middle of a field in cover 2.
And not even covering his half of the field.
Not even cover half in his fucking field.
But this stuff is what gets me upset. This stuff is what we need to talk about, right? And this is why we are in the position we're in. This is why we're losing games, but it's okay. This is why we're in the hunt. But again, we aren't supposed to be here.
Correct.
We aren't supposed to be in this position, ladies and gentlemen. This year was not supposed to be that year, but it's okay. I want them to learn this year. But at the same time, the man with the C on his chest should not be making these mistakes. It is what it is. All right, let's move ahead to the next play. Hopefully you guys got to see something out of that, but let's see what's going on with this play.
Nice blitz.
And I can already tell you what I don't like about it.
Nice.
I know people are going to get upset here because they're going to say Laramie Tunsil got cooked by Josh Allen. Why didn't he pick him up?
It's a third down too. Yeah.
Yep, it's third down, right? That's what they're saying. He got cooked. But we know that the linemen are supposed to take the most inside man, the tackles are. So he did what he was supposed to do.
Well, let me elaborate on that. For slide protections and for certain situations, in this situation, we got 5-on-5. We got them, they're dogging the line. They're sending their dogs on the line. In this situation, a O-line knows I have to take the most inside man. If everybody's hat on hat, and we could go to the tight view and stop it right at the beginning of the play, we can see every man has a man accounted for, except for these two linebackers, which the left side of the line has to figure out and decipher. Shout out to my running back being on the left side. Let's see if he figured out how to pick her up. But hey, guys, remember, we have a rookie quarterback that still has to decipher all of this shit. And we have a fifth string center who's also supposed to be deciphering all of this. And so this is just a mental lapse, just like the last play, another mental lapse from players that need to step up. We
It's also not. I mean, the line is actually being dogged by 6 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So we got 5 linemen and a running back. And so we have to block and fit up all of these. And mind you, this is what, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15? And so
something like that.
So this is just and beautiful. Beautiful. We motion the running back out. So this is one of those moments where this is a rookie OC, rookie quarterback mental blunder. For the down and distance and the situation in the drive, this is a mental lapse on 2 people, the quarterback and the OC. I give more ordinance on the OC because he's supposed to know better. Don't put your quarterback in a situation like this, especially your rookie quarterback in a situation like this.
because
Yep.
they do rush 6, right? But a fucking safety is the 6th one, not the 2 linebackers dogged on the line.
Just this guy back. Aluakon backs off. Everybody else goes. And
And
this DB right here goes.
the exotic play call you needed versus a rookie quarterback. Because a vet would have known. Go back to the beginning of the play. A vet would have saw this and said, "Yeah, I'm cutting the play. I'm not motioning my running back out in this situation. And if I'm motioning out the running back, and this is probably what Bobby and CJ learned, I'm gonna use that fucker as my hot route.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw where they are not. You just sent your outside linebacker on a blitz in 41. You actually put his hand in the dirt. So what CJ supposed to do is tell, hey, Devin,
Be
don't go
ready.
for that route. Be ready. Exactly. Be ready. Because I would have thrown it to Devin in that situation. But down in distance, moment in the game, those experience moments come to fester. You got a rookie quarterback and a rookie OC that the moment got better because it's 3rd and 15. It's 3rd and 12. Why are we running this type of play on 3rd and 12? But, and we slip, it takes to the right.
And this is why I'm a little bit more frustrated, right? I know everybody's talked about how Singletary has been good, and a lot of people have dogged Petrie. And I know this is going to be a longer episode, but I really wanted to touch on this. Not Petrie, Pierce. One of the things that I have noticed is this, and Singletary should notice this as well, right? We've
As
got
a
6
vet,
on the line. Yes, he's
as
a
a vet, you're supposed to know this. Singletary,
he is gonna get blitzed from that side. We know someone's coming, most likely. And even if somebody doesn't come from that side, we know something that looks like somebody's coming there. So either I need to block, I need to chip to give CJ a little bit more time, or I need to
be ready sooner to give.
And here's the problem. Why did he just turn around? CJ's already been sacked. This ball wouldn't have made it to him. He'd never got it.
It's 3rd and 8. So it's still counting.
Oh yeah, 3rd and 8. You're right. Yeah, it's 3rd and 8. So he's here. He's at the spot. He could have got the ball and he could have got that first down if this running back was ready, or if he blocks this up, but he's not ready. And that's the thing that frustrates me is it's if you're gonna motion him out, be ready on the hot route. To me, what it seems the hot route is Robert Woods.
That's the first read. It's not even the hot route. That's the first read.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have time to look at his first read
because he's got a free rusher. 6, and we got 5 blocking.
But we all know this, right? The best way to beat the blitz is to throw at the blitz. Come on, bro. Like, you're not even ready. Be ready. These are the types of mistakes young teams make that they're still learning, right? You would expect this team to be 5-7 at this point, not 7-5, which we were. Right? So
also, before we move on, George Fant, I know you might not be listening, but some media members say players do be watching this shit. So if you're watching this shit, I swear to God, if you get my QB killed again and don't pick his ass up, I'm coming for you. Ain't no way you not telling the entire O-line, because I don't think I don't know what Laramie's doing, because I need my entire O-line to pick up for my goddamn quarterback. I know people got whooped on this play, but have some goddamn respect for yourself and protect your brother.
He ain't wrong. He's not wrong.
Somebody should be at him right now, helping his motherfucking ass up. Jesus Christ.
Also, shout out to Juice for pancaking a dude, but at the same time, nearly getting Laramie messed up. Shout out to Juice there for that.
Can't wait till you play center.
Look at this. Look at that.
Can't wait till you play center. Can't wait.
That's to say, but all that to say this: the reason we brought up this play and the reason this play is here is because of this. If you're gonna be, if
Whatever that
as
play,
the
whatever that
veteran,
is, you motion out your running back, whatever that is, as a vet, you've been in the league 6 years. You played in Buffalo. You played for Josh Allen. This is your bread and butter. You should know to be ready for the ball.
but he wasn't. And because of that, we get sacked and the drive ends. And that's just how that cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. On to the next play. All right. I like it. I like the protection. I like the touchdown in the end. Great touchdown here. What I like about this play the most is, yes, nobody initially gets open here. At least that CJ likes, although maybe he could have feathered this ball over here, but don't really like that. Great protection here, walled off.
No, that's where he could have went with the ball.
He could have. For those of y'all that said that Josh Allen was whooping Laremy Tunsil, I want you to see that that's one-on-one, and he did not whoop him there. Great step up in the pocket by CJ. Is that Juice over there as the other one? Yep. Look at that. Look at Juice.
I'm so glad you put this player on here. Look at our boy. Look at our boy.
But look at the step up. Look at the step up, the recognition. Look at Nico Collins. This is what I like the most about this play is that Nico Collins stays in phase with his quarterback there. He understands what's happening. He gets to a spot. He runs with them, gets behind the defense. Easy touchdown.
This is the type of shit that made me cry about. This type of shit.
This is what you want to see.
Look at our old line. Look at his pocket. Look. Just take a moment of silence.
Look at that. Look. Ended. Stonewalled.
CJ
has to step up.
CJ can file his taxes back there. CJ can eat the after game dinner in that pocket. CJ can take online classes to get his master's degree from Ohio State in that type of pocket. You got to love it when you see great O-line play.
Exactly. So this is what we've been looking for, right? Great play here. This gets Nico Collins into the end zone. Yes, we probably could have hit, I think that's Brevin Jordan right there. We probably could have hit Brevin. No, yep, it was Brevin Jordan. Probably could have hit Brevin Jordan for a touchdown right there. Yeah, they absolutely could have hit Brevin Jordan for a touchdown there. Initially, before he escaped the pocket. But he doesn't make this play harder. In fact, I think this was a harder play than this one. So, I mean, that's I don't know. I mean, he's
on the run. He's a guy.
He's on the run. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit. It's a dot. He dotted him up, but
he's CJ. That's the.
But boy. I mean, that's actually a really good play there. I really like what CJ did there because he forces. Is that Cisco? No, who's 23? Lloyd maybe or Luakon? I think it's Luakon. He forces the Luakon up to come to him, which opens up this gap right here, and the rest is done by Nico. You remember what we talked about in that first or that second play where Nico was open?
Beautiful.
Easy touchdowns. Easy touchdowns, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I think we've gone through this game enough. Let's get to the next game where we actually won and didn't lose. Let's look at this game. And the first thing I want you to notice is my boy number 51. And on the back end, 24.
Wait, before we talk about the back end, because we got to talk about our other guy, 5. But our guy 51. Our guy 51.
We got a guy.
They called him the Terminator.
He messed up whoever this guy is on that. Good grief.
Mind you, this play is not supposed to work. That stunt did not stunt. They slanted inside, and they picked it up beautifully, except for one player on that O-line, and that was whoever had to go against William Anderson Jr.
Will Anderson Jr. said, I know y'all are here, but this is my house, and I came to play.
I came to play, bro. Okay, no
He
problem.
heard what y'all were talking about when y'all were saying Jalen Carter is better than him.
I'm not even going to talk about 96 not giving a lackadaisical last effort on that pass rush, giving your back. I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that half hezzy spin. But what I'm going to talk about is 51 and 24 because they tried to try you. I said
It
weeks
didn't work.
ago on the round table talk, and I said weeks ago if he was able to join in on our film sessions on Tuesdays or Mondays after the game, they will try Derek Stingley to see who he is when he gets back, and it's up to him to make sure that they never try him again. And over the weeks, where he racked up 4 interceptions
Mm-hmm.
because these motherfuckers go try you. This is what every DB coach tell you. Like to become a lockdown corner, they will try you, and it's up to you to say, "Hey, stop trying me." You have to go to another side of the field. You have to throw it to it. You got to scheme open another receiver because I'm seatbelt clamped up over here. But I will talk about number 5 taking what type of angle again? Can I get this wide view again? Because I remember this play, but I forgot if he had cover 3 coverage.
He
Because
diagnosed that pretty quick, but it's I don't know about that angle.
I'm trying to figure out,
He jumped forward first.
is he looking at the tight? I forgot. Is this the one where I was like, is he supposed to be the deep safety on cover 3 man look?
He's where are his eyes again?
His eyes is on the tight end. Well, originally the eyes was on the tight end in the backfield. So that's why I'm like, all right, maybe he had the tight end on that. Because at the beginning of the play, the tight end acted like he was blocking, then peeled off late. So he baited that was a good bait by the safety. That's not good. If that's the play call, that was a good play call by what's his name? Peyton.
Vico
Peyton.
Sean Payton, yeah.
Sean Payton. Good play because he baited the safety. Remember, we talked about teams watching film and starting to see the
That's our
tendencies.
tendencies. Yeah.
And so one of the tendencies is, hey, our safeties look at bucket running backs and tight ends the whole time. So if you want to get a safety to bite, do a little play action, do a little mesh, do a little tight end lock on to the line for max protection and peel out. You might get a safety to stick in when he's not supposed to.
Yep. And he didn't even look at the tight end. He's looking at in the backfield the whole
The
time.
whole time.
He didn't look at anything else. Look, you can see his eyes.
Yep, I'm looking at
The
it.
helmet's perfect.
Yeah, perfectly straight. Yep.
So
Maybe take a full all season.
yeah,
It's gonna take a full all season.
yeah. But you know what's interesting here? This is what I wanted to really talk about here. This is Cortland Sutton. This is Derek Stingley. Last year, when Derek Stingley went up against Cortland Sutton, he had a bit of a problem. I think y'all remember that. Cortland Sutton kind of put in work on Derek Stingley. A little bit. Not this game. No.
Stride for stride.
Stride for stride. Took that ball away.
I'm here. Try that shit again. See what happens.
It ain't gonna work. At the same time, Will Anderson Jr. said, I am him and I am here. Told y'all this is gonna be a little bit longer of an episode. So I know you stuck with us for the first hour. We're not gonna go for 2 hours like that, but we are gonna pick up the pace a little bit. First Broncos play. Good stuff. Let's look at this play. Now, this right here, this particular play is why I want people to get Dameon Pierce's name out of their mouth in the wrong way. Because this should have been 6. Had Nico Collins not been blown up and thrown into.
That's crazy. And the reason you say this, hey, bro, Singleton, if he's a free agent, I'll pick him up. I need that type of energy in my linebacker room because that's a guy. And he talking shit. I want y'all to see him talk shit to Nico as he throws him into the blocker to stop the touchdown after this play. I want to. Yeah, Nico. Yeah, that's a real football player on the other team. Wake up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But the
want y'all.
reason I really wanted you to, we have talked a lot about Damian Pearson not being able to see the gaps, seeking contact, not being able, so on and so forth. This play ain't that. Follows his blockers,
Cut
sets
up.
them up perfectly. Look at this. He lets this play develop. This dude ain't gonna catch him. This is the perfect gap. He's done exactly what he's supposed to do.
I just didn't expect my wide receiver to get power lifted into me.
That's not, he didn't play badly there. Let's get that right. He did not play badly there.
Oh, I see why Nico took it. Took. Hey, go back to the wife. Hey, hey, Nico made a business decision because I'm not gonna lie. 49 came with ill intentions down that line. Ill intentions. Nico made a cautious decision. That man is coming full head of steam, and he is stronger than me.
Yeah, he takes that step back. He doesn't engage fully.
You know, in football they say you either the hammer or the nail.
Nico was that nail.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay to admit.
if Nico takes the blocking towards him, maybe this turns into something. We don't know. But we do know Nico get in the weight room. That's all we gotta
Yeah,
say.
Nico, you got to hit that weight room, my boy, because that's six. That's six. If he and Pierce knows it.
Pierce knows it, and you
He
know he don't
knows
get
it.
too many. He don't
But
get too many of those options.
yeah, but this is the play. This is one of those plays that I wanted to show y'all. This is not bad, Damian Pierce here. He sets this up perfectly.
Shout out to Noah Brown for good seal block.
Noah Brown, good block here. We get good blocking from Beck. We get this is one of those plays where we know the Texans know. Let me look at this. You could say he could cut up here. That's not what he's got to do. He's actually followed the right block. It doesn't matter. We're not Monday morning quarterbacking here. This is the perfect run. He's doing this right. Y'all ain't gonna tell me that Singletary was gonna make this a touchdown.
Nah. Nobody's making a touchdown.
Yeah.
Getting Nico Collins thrown into.
It is what it is. But
good run though. Good run.
This is a good run. This is a good run, and we need to acknowledge that. And this isn't a rare good run. This is a good run from him that he's been trying to do all year. But he has been hindered. We'll talk about that later.
All right.
All right, next play. And there it is.
Oh, let's get to a tight view of this. Pause it. Can the class tell me where Jalen Petry's lined up? If you draw a certain four-sided shape, it looks like he's in the box in some way or fashion.
Yeah, we call that a box safety. In some instances, we call it a star.
You know, and we will. What happens when Jalen Petry plays in the box?
Let's look at what number 33 has happened to him. That's what happens when Jalen Petry is in the box.
I know his whole right side hurt. He landed right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been lining up Jalen Petry not in the box for God knows what reason, quite a bit this year. And we have been trying to make him a cover safety. He ain't that. That's just not it. That's not who he is. That right here, this violence that we see from him, let me go back 2 seconds. Let me go back a bit because I need y'all to see something real quick. That right there, what you just saw happen right there, that is who Jalen Petry is. Jalen Petry is that guy that makes a dude bounce off the turf. Jalen Petry is that guy that makes running backs fear him because they know he's coming for them knees quickly. That is what you want. Look at that. Two captains right there. Third one over there. Fourth one right here. Man, a meeting of the captains. Good grief. That's what you want to see. But for some reason, we keep playing him up here. I know the players and the coaches, they don't listen to me. I ain't big enough for that. And if y'all are listening to me, I am not trying to be critical of y'all, but put the star in his place. And when I say star, I need y'all to understand I am not calling Jalen Petrie a superstar player in the league. I'm saying star. Put him in the star safety position because that's what he is. He is a star. He's a box safety. Put him back there. Let him be in the box. Let him do what he did to 33 right there. I think you said all we need to say about that play. And so we went from that good play to this.
And this is the drawbacks of having him be in the box and having to play in coverage. Because he can get schemed up to go against one of the top receivers in the league and get made to be like barbecue chicken. What also doesn't help, my entire D line allows Mr. Wilson to sing Sierra songs in the shower in the middle of the field because of how open and much space he has.
They allowed him to be Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited time in the pocket to throw this dot. Because I don't think he's touched. I don't think he feels a slight pressure, but that's like a fly in the house. You just gotta swat at it a little bit, and it's gonna shoo away. Just like that pressure was, it just shooed away because Mister Unlimited had a limited time to throw this goddamn ball.
I mean,
79 has, I think, Heinisch or another D tackle in the gulag. My man Heinisch gave up because he's double teamed, just like any other D tackle would have happen on pass rush. Oh, I'm double teamed. There's two people against me. Yeah, I'm not getting there.
I think that's
And then
Hyder on the other side. Yeah.
and then I have two edge rushers that are getting.
We got
One's
no
getting.
names on this line.
We got a defensive end that's getting blocked by a tight end 2. This is a NFL tight end, 56. I know somebody that came in the chat one day and said he needs to be off the team immediately. And I understand they weren't wrong.
Look, I will never take money out of a man's pocket, but I had to take money out of his pocket because that's no good. You can't have that.
I'm gonna tell that man to pick up a call sheet, pick up a headset with no mic on it. They have those. If you didn't know, there's people with headsets and there's people with headsets with mic on it on the field. He just needs to be one of the people with just a headset on, just see the day to day, see what's being said, because you are not getting blocked by two tight ends right now as a NFL defensive end. I know that's not the case. But back to Jalen Petrie being on one-on-one coverage with Courtland Sutton. Shout out to Sean Payton for scheming this up, because that motion caused them to roll over protection. And as you saw the play. One-on-one with Courtland Sutton.
And what we got right here is a Madden picture. Poster. It is what it is.
Can you show one? I need to see it one more time for the wide view. Let me see what my other safety is doing. Doing all he can because he's a one safety high that has to cover anything that goes deep.
Unfortunately, the only thing that went deep is this.
Oh, there goes my other safety buddy. Oh, you're getting burnt.
It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen.
You get a flag. This is the worst part too. We can go on after this. You get a flag and you still didn't stop the play from happening. You got pass interference, Petrie, and he still scored a touchdown.
It is what it is. Let's get on to that next play. And I think this next play is the best play that we see from the night. And while we're looking at this, I wanted to address this. Again, follow the guys Texas 22 here. Petrie should have probably been all-pro, at least Pro Bowler last year. He was a star as a rookie. You're right.
Right.
but they're not using him right this year. And I got to agree, they're not using him right. They're putting him in a disadvantageous situations. But let me tell you who is being used right this year. 2-4 clamps, lockdown. This is Cortland Sutton, the same man who torched him last year, is saying, "Oh Lord,"
Keep
as he
trying.
he said, "Give me that."
And I swear to God, if another analyst that hasn't been in the defensive meeting room in how many years said Jalen Petrie was playing in coverage, nah, he bit hard shit on that double move
Love you, Baldy, but that ain't
and
it.
got saved.
Suck off of. He got saved big by
And the only reason I say this
Sting.
as well, because Stigley also leaves his area, because the receiver on that side of the field also runs a double move as well, and he ends up open at the end of this route.
Fam, this is cover 2 man. This is cover 2 man. And the way you know it's cover 2 man is because look at the other half of the field. Remember, this is a leverage game. This is the middle of the field right here.
You're supposed to be
Look at the other half of the field. Look at what they're doing. He's on him. This is supposed. Actually, this might just be cover 2 zone.
This is kind
And
of
he just realized it. Yeah, he just recognized. Nah, he's cooked. Just helped him out. It is what it is.
He was supposed to get cooked on this play,
but it wasn't. He was not cooked. He was not, in fact, burnt toast.
Top 3 pick, baby.
Mine, yoink. Good job, Jimmy Ward, to say, "Get off my boy."
I need more defensive pressure. I don't know what the fuck was it.
In reality here, we should have been cooked twice.
That's what we supposed to get cooked on this play, bro.
Look, not only on this, but right here.
That's why I said that's why I said Stigley's area at the bottom of the field. That's why I said it's not a this is not a coverage look. This is not Jalen Petrie was playing the underneath. No, this was a savvy play by Bucket Stigley. Gambled like, all right, I know he's gonna throw it to the open receiver because he left his area that he was supposed to be covering.
Ball hawk. That's all you got to say about that. And the reason that's so good is because we said that Stingley ain't it. He's a bust.
Man, bro, get 96 off my team, bro.
Cut the chatter, boys. Anytime you want to call a player a bust before he's had a chance to actually play, stop it. Stop it. Will Anderson putting some. Why is he the only man in the backfield?
He ain't doing shit.
He ain't done nothing, but like
that entire D line was getting fucking word.
Good grief. All right, let's look at this game. Lordy, into the Jets.
This another one. Here we go again, guys. Here we go again. This was like at the end of the.
I'll let you go into your soliloquy. Go ahead and keep talking. What you seeing here?
Is this the one where? This is where we're trying to make a drive. We're trying to do something. This is the third down-ish play, fourth down-ish play.
Third down.
So just like the last game that we were looking, they're dogging the line again. So I have to have a hot route. I have to do something. Am I going to keep Singletary in to block, or am I going to tell him to be my relief hot route? And if I don't, what's my first read? As we find out, first read is a 5-yard out that takes a second to develop, and Singletary is blocking. So we have no real close route option close to CJ on a dogged line look. let's see what happens. They send everybody. Everybody gets sent. So that
And
means at the beginning of the play, we know everybody is man. So somebody has to get open.
I want to look at this from here because this is why I know a lot of y'all love Singletary. Why is Singletary trying to help Fant?
Hey, bro. We have no real RB1s on this team.
That's true.
We don't have an RB1 on this team.
But one of the
Singletary-
problems with Singletary is he's not great in pass protection.
and that's to the point of Singletary wasn't brought here to be an RB1. He was
Nope.
not brought here to be an RB1. So we technically don't have any RB1s on this team.
Nope. Nope.
So
We have
this-
2 RB2s on this team.
We got one that's RB3 ish, about to get off the team, and we got another one that couldn't last on the team because of the same problems he's having here now in pass protection. Yes, he can catch out the backfield. Yes, he can make some moves on a good zoned up play. But shit like this, I can tell you right now, I've met many a running back coach, O-line coach, and coordinator. They'll tell you 8 times out of 10, the reason why a running back won't see the field is because shit like this. 8 out of 10 times, because of shit like this. You're doing shit on pass pro. You're doing shit like this on pass pro. This is why you don't see the field as much. But
I'm
with
gonna
our running,
tell you right now. You're right. If a running backs coach pauses the film and looks at me and sees my hand like this, and sees my quarterback like this,
crazy.
yeah. So I'm gonna address this question straight up off the bat. Alpha, no, I would go get Josh Jacobs. I would go get him instead. Less injury prone. Could get you pretty much the same production. He's had pretty good production his entire career. And he'd go off in this system. Like absolutely go off. And I would also draft one late round. And I don't think we keep Devin Singletary. I think he goes off and gets money elsewhere, somewhere most likely.
Not gonna lie to you.
So that if we can keep him and have Pierce and have Josh Jacobs, I'm doing it.
Hey, Alpha, not gonna lie to you. I'll go get Saquon. To be honest with you, it's a preference thing. I like Josh Jacobs too. I'll have either one. But Saquon was their offense the last 3 years, and they went to the playoffs last year. All Saquon back, and if Saquon could just do that again with less usage here, yeah. We have a CJ, not a Daniel Jones.
I get it. I also want to welcome everyone in from Twitter, and I want to welcome everyone in who's watching. Thank y'all for watching the stream. I know y'all have been with us for a while, so
Now you
thank
got me
y'all.
thinking: Saquon Barkley or Josh Jacob in this goddamn offense.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But let's get on to the next play because it's devastating to me.
That one just comes down to a horrible big split up, and we didn't have a proper hot route. So this is week 9 of my gripes with the DeMeco Ryans defense. And one of my gripes is this and how we're passing off responsibilities in cover 3. If we're going to be a base cover 3 team where most often than not we're running some type of cover 3 zone, cover 3 or quarters look, most of the time it's cover 3. We have to have linebackers and DBs that can pass off cover 3 responsibilities and pass coverage, pass the situations. So this is I give a 3 hand claps to Nathaniel Hackett for watching so much film and for coaching like his goddamn his job was on the line. Because the game plan they had for his fucking chef's kiss. If this is not one of the most beautiful cover 3 beaters I've ever fucking seen, my man plays on every person on that side of the field's responsibility, from the motion to the cornerback taking its outmost receiver to the safety having to pick up somebody to the tight end coming in underneath because they know the linebacker is going to just get depth and not get horizontal. So there's a giant void on the right side of the field. And this is like the third or fourth play on this drive. So he's been brewing this play. So he's been like, all right, I'm gonna pull this play out at some point in time. And then leads to horrible tackling by our defense once again. This is a beautiful play call. Beautiful play call. Probably mass protects. Oh no, they did a offset pulley guard for pass protection. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful play call by Nathaniel Hackett. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yes, he's a dumb fuck at times because whatever he was doing for the Broncos was the Broncos last year. But hey, that man got some plays in that goddamn playbook.
Yep. Uses number 10 here to clear out this area. Uses this guy to clear this guy out. Knows he's going to drop back. Knows he's going to drop back since there's nobody over here. He's dropping back. He's kind of watching the backfield here. Block this, wall this off over here. Block this off over here.
All your tendencies. Every tendency you have, every rule that you have as a defense, I'm going to play against that on this. Beautiful.
And you know what's the worst bit about this? I know there's a lot of Texans fans, and we're going to have a little bit of a discussion here. We got to quit disrespecting teams just because of the person who's back here. You want to know why we keep getting roasted by no-name quarterbacks? Because offensive coordinators and teams recognize our tendencies, and they are playing against them. He wasn't really throwing the ball deep. He didn't have to.
I got tight ends and receivers that could rip it for 40. Not tight ends. I have one tight end and one Garrett Wilson that's going to rip it for 30 to 20 yards.
And don't forget Breece Hall.
Oh,
everybody who wants to talk about Breece Hall Breece Hall as a running back is the next Alvin Kamara. He is your next Austin Eckler. He's your next receiving threat. That's what he does. That's it. I have him in fantasy. That's what this dude does. This dude right here is your receiving threat. And look at this. Caught. Free 20 yards right there. Beautiful.
He had 86 yards versus us. He had 30 the last game, 25 the game, 24 the game before, 50 the game. He had.
How many receiving yards did he have?
He had 86 yards versus us.
Mm-hmm. How many rushing yards did he have?
He had only 40.
Mm-hmm. He has not. He all year. Go back and look at all year. He hasn't had a lot of rushing yards. His receiving yards, though, that's where he's gotten his bread and butter. That's what they've used him for all year. That's what they used him for his rookie year. I want to touch on this point here that Alpha brings up here. My boy Alpha, shout out to him. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. Fire Call of Duty content that he puts out. Yes, I do think we have a better O-line than the Giants. I know ours is not that great. I think they're better in pass protection. But Barkley or Jacobs could be nasty here. I think Jacobs would be even nastier because I think he hits gaps better than Barkley. That's just my thought, though. Either one would be great. I think Jacobs would be a little cheaper than Barkley. Barkley's name makes him a little bit more expensive, in my opinion. But Nathaniel Hackett was calling a heck of a game. Let's just be real. He called a heck of a game against us and made us look dumb. All right, let's get to this next play. We want to talk about Dameon Pierce. VT, if you're in this chat with the Texans 22, I need you to look at this play. Because you called this out and stated that, and I love you, my boy. We're all friends, we're brothers here. But you said that he ran into his own blocker. That is not what happened here. Quinnen Williams handled Michael Dieter. It is what it is. He handled Michael Dieter. Dameon Pierce spins off. The hole closes because Beck is getting handled himself. and we'll see it better from this angle. And Pierce runs into him, which is not what happened. But yeah, nobody won. Nobody wins here. What you see here, Exo? Because this makes me mad.
Oh man, I see a top 3 defensive tackle, a guy amongst the guys in the world, in the NFL right now, taking our center to the fucking woodshed. I'm
He still hasn't got
glad
the
you
ball yet.
I'm glad you paused it right there. Because if anybody in this fucking chat, let me know what you're doing as Damian Pierce in this moment. And I wish a motherfucker said go right. So you want me to run over CJ as I'm getting this goddamn ball?
He hasn't got the ball yet. He still hasn't got the ball. He
But
got
yet,
it just there.
making something out of fucking nothing. What are we supposed to do on this play? Mind you, if Dieter blocks his guy, this is a better fucking ran play. Because at a point in time of everybody fits up their goddamn man.
He just got the ball here. He just got the ball.
Where am I supposed to go as a running back? Mind you, this is the third run play. I think this is the third or fourth play he got this
Third.
game. This is the third play he got this game. He only got 4 this whole game. What are we supposed to do with Damian Pierce? I don't know. Because it's not just Damian Pierce's fault. Yes, I give his call because we're going to pull up plays where, hey, Damian Pierce, you're taking 4 steps when I need you to take 1, 2, maybe max. The reason why you only got 5 yards in this play and not 15 or 12 or 8 is because you took 4 extra steps. You pigeon-footed fuck.
But
My bad if you were
this
listening
is
to Damian
not
Pierce, but Jesus Christ.
this is not a play on Damian Pierce. I know a lot of us are mad because we see Damian Pierce in and we're like, hey, everybody knows it's going to happen. Well, let me tell you something else that's going on. I would say most of the time you see Damian Pierce running, you're going to see this guy right here. And defenses know that. They've keyed in on our tendencies. So everybody knows the run is coming. They crash down. Quentin Williams just crashes down faster. Damian Pierce gets the ball. And where's he supposed to run? At this point, he just got it. Like, he literally just got the ball. Where's he supposed to run? To the outside? Look at that guy. Let me get to the tight view because maybe I'm not explaining it very well, right? He had just got the ball and he already had to do a spin move. Where is he supposed to run? What gap is he supposed to hit here, Exo?
Let me get my eyes to the front of the line. Can you pause it when he's finally fully turned around? Oh.
What gap is he hitting?
I need to stop on a dime and break it outside.
What?
Oh man, dog.
I don't think people understand. There's only maybe 4 running backs in the league total that could bounce this ball outside right now. In that moment.
My man knew exactly at the moment I gotta get whatever yards I can get. As soon as I spent out of a because Keenan Williams was supposed to have me dead to right. After Keenan Williams did it get me, I got to figure out how many yards I could actually get because this run play is fucked now.
This is as he's finished the spin. Where is he supposed to go? Maybe 4 running backs. Kamara, Barkley, Jacobs, CMC. That's it, maybe?
A-Chain. You got to have speed to get
A-Chain just break this hole because he's just fast, right? I mean, that's just what's going to happen.
I don't even know if it closes down that fucking fast enough.
Like this is crazy. Like, that's how crazy this is. How's he supposed to? This is trolling, right? This has got to be troll. Right after he got the ball, he's supposed to run into CJ.
Bro, yeah.
What are you talking about?
As soon as he got the ball, he had to spin because Keenan Williams is in my face.
He didn't make it.
He tried to go right.
I want you here.
He
Look,
tried to go right.
look. He's just got the ball.
And Keenan Williams' right arm is on my chest. I'm gonna spin out of it.
Where is he?
Because Keenan Williams' dumbass is still trying to tackle me with Michael Dieter in between him.
Like, Etienne's not making that play. No, he's not making that play.
Bro, Etienne fucking Charmin-soft to me at this point in time. Because ain't no way you're supposed to get stuffed 3 times on the goal line. Ain't no way. Because he got stuffed the week after that. And the week after that.
But he definitely does not make this play worse.
It doesn't make the play.
He makes the play as good as it can be because of what happened. And he can't even go right here. That's the reason he has to do a spin move. Because if he goes right, he bowls into his own quarterback. You don't want him to do that. So he has to spin. He spins. Now where is he supposed to go? He's not even done spinning yet.
That right, what's that? Nietzsche, he's not about to sell that goddamn DB's that's crashing inside. 47's about to lose leverage, and 77's losing leverage. So where am I going?
47's already been pushed over. He's being pushed over. Look.
And we're pausing this. We're pausing this in milliseconds, half seconds. These are half-second decisions.
Look, he just finished. I haven't even done a second. I've been on 18 seconds for 2 clicks. He just finished turning.
Where am I going?
He doesn't even have a second to make a move. Fant's already lost his man.
Where am I going?
He has no gap. No gap. None. And you want him to bounce this ball outside? Where's he going?
47 lost and 77 lost already. And 63 lost at the beginning of the play.
63. This if you put this play on Pierce, I don't know what you're doing. There's no way you can put this play on Pierce. No.
And I do give plays to Pierce. What is his fault? This one is not his fault.
This ain't him. This is not him. This is why we need to have that discussion, and we're going to have a discussion because this ain't Pierce.
Because Pierce actually has justifiable plays where he's fucking up. This is not one of them. This is the only point we're trying to get across.
Look,
it's Keenan Williams.
His QB,
6 yards in the backfield.
He has made this as skinny as he can get. Pierce has already done all he can at the beginning of the play to make this as skinny as he can. He can't do anything else here. As a running back, he does not have the ball yet. Right here, he doesn't have the ball. He just got the ball. He just turned away. Keep in mind, he just got hit. So he's keeping his balance. He's looking to see what he could do. He's doing this in milliseconds. He doesn't have anything by the time we want him to bounce this all the way around, knowing that that's just not his strength. It's not him. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, ladies and gentlemen. We'll leave that. It's not even him. It's not him business out. He didn't even have a chance on this play, and we're wanting him to make a play that maybe 3 to 4 running backs in the NFL can make. Maybe. I'm not even sure Christian McCaffrey makes that play. I'm moving on. I'm going to move on.
No move on. What's up? Just man coverage shit. We went man on this play. Shout out to our D-line.
Shout out to the D-line. We've had 3 bad plays. Let's get some good going on here.
Get some good.
Shout out to your boy John Grenard. Got 2 sacks this game.
Good shit.
Because
Will Anderson was getting put through the ringer on this play.
Will Anderson was
tried his best on this bitch.
he was doing what he could, but John Grenard said, "I'm here." I mean, he had to go up against 2 offensive linemen there. He got double teamed.
Can't wait to get
And they said Mekhi Becton the third or whatever he is supposed to be enough. He was not.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. He's senior. Mekhi, no, he's about to be junior because that's his.
That's his daddy,
that's
right
his
there.
dad now. Jeez.
And
he is probably about to get paid. Who is going to pay him?
His ass better show up fucking next year, man.
Yeah. That's the thing. Is he going to stay healthy next year?
Is he going to stay productive next year? That's where my big right.
Well, he has been productive every year he's been in the league. He's just not been healthy. That's the problem.
That's such a statistical fucking statement that is like
exactly. It is. It is what it is.
It's like one of the PFF shits. First rookie at 300 attempts to pass over 40 yards, making 3. Like, bro, what? What?
It is what it is. It is what it is.
I don't need to add all those goddamn qualifiers for a stat to be a stat.
Yeah, he's just never been healthy. He's never been healthy. It is what it is. He's probably about to get paid. We're probably about to have him and Will Anderson as our bookends going forward. I got to be okay with that. But, hey, get these boys some DT help, and I'll be fine with it.
You might be all right. You might be all right. If we get some DT help, you might be straight. Linebackers going to be linebackers. Here we go. We got guys dropping balls again. But this, like I said, Jesus Christ. Let me also preface people that was watching that at this point in the game, our team was mentally defeated. They are giving up on the game. And so you are seeing even more lapses. Like, these are regular gripes, like, all right, this is where you need to work on, this is where this is bad, but this is also being added upon and multiplied by, we don't want to play anymore. We're done playing. We're trying to get the fuck out of MetLife Stadium and get home.
Yeah.
And they started
playing. He did have 8 sacks in 12 games, and his season injury. Yeah, that's true. And he had like 8 sacks last year too. That's all true. Notice.
I don't want to hear it. I want to see him do it again next year. I've seen
same goes to Nico Collins.
Hey, anybody heard of De'Aaron Payne in the last couple of weeks?
But hey, this is something that I really wanted to.
Let me pull up a list of everybody that got fucking paid and pull up their stats. Continue talking.
While he's doing that, I want to discuss something. Remember earlier in this video, we talked about splitting the field in half, right? And talking about dissecting where the numbers advantage is. Right here, we have the line, right? This is the center of the field. Straight up off the bat, I've got 1 wide out here. I've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 dudes on 2. Really on 1. And over here, I've got 3 wide. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 on 3 is not very good. 3 on 5 is not good either, but I would prefer to take 3 on 5 over 1 on 3. I'm probably not going to win on 1 on 3 here. Because that's just not good. So we got that going on over here.
That's the guy.
Notice Davis Mills doesn't even look over here to Brevin Jordan. He looks only on this side of the field because he recognizes that this is probably where his advantage is. That's kind of the thing that we were talking about with CJ Stroud versus that half field. I'm seeing what I can see coverage. This is where Davis Mills gets that ability to, like, how he has that ability to correctly see what side of the field he wants to even play. Like, it makes it easier for him to make reads. It makes plays a little bit faster. And he made the right throw. Just Noah Brown, who has not caught a ball since he's been back. Noah Brown can't make the catch.
Sorry, that's the shit I'm talking about. Motherfuckers were saying we should extend Noah Brown a couple weeks ago.
Not no more. I think that's all we need to watch in the film. We've had a lot of discussion. We've talked a lot. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time that we jump into.
That's what I was. De'Aaron Payne and Dexter Lawrence.
They haven't done very much, have they?
Yeah, signed fat ass contracts last year, this
Yeah.
offseason.
Yeah. So let's talk about the next bit here. We've talked about all these other things. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephants in the room. First one we want to talk about is injuries. The first injury we already know we want to talk about is Tank Dell. It sucks. He's out. MetLife Stadium. It sucks. Nico Collins being out, CJ Stroud being out, Will Anderson being out, a lot of our weapons being out. Our number 1 and number 2 receiver. We had Schultz out a lot this year already. It's just injury upon injury. George Fant is out. We've had to deal with Laramie Tunsil and Robert Woods on the injury report all year. We've just barely had our entire secondary play together for the first time against Denver. Like, good grief. Injuries. They're here. They suck. It's part of the game. Yes, I know it sucks that Tank Dell got injured making a regular football play. And he kind of put himself in that position. We watched that play, right, XO? He wasn't even supposed to be blocking in the middle. His man was outside.
My man got into the mix.
Yeah,
That's why I picked him up. That's why I scouted him, recruited him to U of H, and glad he got picked up by the Texans because of shit like that.
He's a football player. The man went in himself. He got up in there and he said, I want to be a part of the play.
I wanted to be a part of it.
He did it. It is what it is. Ain't nobody going to say that he's not a football player. It's unfortunate he got injured. And I don't remember who it was who said it, but somebody said it best. Just go ahead, everybody, and admit that you would have rather been someone else who got injured instead of Tank. You would have rather it be Mechie. You would have rather it be Xavier Hutchinson. You would rather it be Brevin Jordan or Robert Woods or somebody else. Go ahead and admit it.
Go ahead and
it's okay.
Be a horrible person. Be a more horrible person that you already are.
It is what it is, y'all. It was a football play. Go ahead and admit that you would have rather had Jerry Hughes get hurt instead of Will Anderson Jr. Go ahead and admit it. It's okay. It's fine. It is what it is. Go ahead and say that you would have rather it be Case Keenum or Davis Mills that you would rather have take that hit and that concussion than CJ Stroud. It's okay. Go ahead, admit it. Just know
it's just football.
It's just football. It sucks it happened, but it happened. Yeah. Yeah, it was. You're right. It's DJ Bieniemy who said that. I agree with him as well.
What do you say?
DJ Bieniemy is the one who said, just to go ahead and admit it, that you wanted somebody else to get hurt instead of Tank Dell.
Exactly, bro.
Go ahead and admit it. It's true. It's just facts. Like, I'm not going to lie. I know that I wanted Tank Dell to play this whole season out because I think him and TJ would have torched the league.
He would have been 1,000-yard rookie receiver, bro.
Yeah. 1,000-yard rookie receiver. 1,000-yard. We had 2,000-yard receivers at a minimum this year. Go ahead and admit it. It's okay. It is what it is. Let's go on to the next bit. The run game. Leo, if you guys don't follow him, it's Leo is Forgiven on Twitter. Go ahead and follow that man. Good dude, good follow. He's part of Texans 22. As we said before, go ahead and give Texans 22 a follow on YouTube. They got a great show going on. They put out fire content. Go ahead and give them a follow. The run game. That's his name. That's if you see his handle on Twitter, that's what you see. You see his name is The Run Game. And what can we say? It's not been great. I know a lot of blame was put on Dameon Pierce. But we saw he ain't the only problem. Nico Collins getting thrown into you while you're making a run that should be 6 that's not a Dameon Pierce problem.
This is a full team problem. This is the entire offense not figuring out how to run the ball. This is why I said from the beginning, this is a Bobby Slowick problem. This is week what? We're week 14, week 15.
It's week
This is
15 now.
week 15, and he still hasn't figured out a semblance of a running game. And if another person brings up the two games we ran over 100 yards versus the two bottom tier rushing defenses in the NFL. Don't ever say we have a run games and bring those two fucking games up when it's the worst rushing defenses in the NFL.
And let's not also forget that in the game that we had our best run game, and the Bengals aren't as bad. They're in the bottom 10 of the league, but they're not as bad as the Cardinals were. Let's not forget that we didn't have Andrew Beck on the field at all. We ran a lot of that stuff out of 12 personnel, 11 personnel, uh, uh, 3 wide receiver sets, so on and so forth. Like there was
We don't even gotta call it.
no
We don't even gotta go by
fullback.
person. We don't even gotta go personnel. That motherfucker just wasn't on the field. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. That's just it is what it is. And the reason I bring up Andrew Beck is because when Andrew Beck is on the field, he's a tendency. We know the Texans are probably going to run the ball with him out there.
They're gonna do some type of dumb shit with him in the backfield or as an overhang. So defenses can key on, 47's in, 70% chance they're gonna run the ball or do some type of play action with this fucker in the game.
It is what it is.
Let's also talk about going back to Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
I just told you why. I just told
it?
you why there's a yards after his yards after contact versus Singletary's yards. I just told you why. The difference is because when Singletary is out there, more often than not, remember his numbers have gone up significantly since the Cincinnati game. The reason why is because usually when Singletary is out there, he generally is not running behind Beck. That is Pierce who generally runs behind Beck.
It's not an obvious running situation. Let's just call it is what it is. It's not an obvious running situation. The defense looks at the offense and says, "Hey, I don't know what they're about to run. I actually really don't. So we have to play what honest. We have to what play to our gaps. We actually have to read and react. We can't just they're running the ball, go.
But
DP's back there. That motherfucking pass block, but he don't really pass block, and they're not about to throw passes to him. Yeah, he about to get the ball.
But hold on. We'll cover that exo when we do our running back, our DP video, our Dameon Pierce video. When we get there, we'll show you what we mean. Because I don't want you to take my I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to see it for yourself.
Because I have real gripes for Dameon, but I want it to be just rights. I just want it to be justified.
When we're watching film, exo, what is the one thing I always say about Dameon?
Oh, you gotta get north south. I got already
God, dog. You took too many steps to get north south. Every single. If y'all watch me watch the film,
what takes 2 steps for Devin Singletary? Because this is what to advance your argument, VT and Leo. I don't know who's controlling the shit right now. To advance your argument, you could say, hey, what takes Dameon Pierce 5 steps to do, another running back, it only got to be Singletary. Another running back takes 2 or 3 steps. That's wasted movement and wasted time.
And your elite running backs take 1.
You know,
cut step.
That's why I call Dameon from that weeks upon. Okay, cool. That's why I said weeks upon. Hey, it's not. It's a skill thing. Like, bro, it's not DP's full problem. It's not his full problem.
Yeah.
It's back to the run game. Bobby Slowik's inability to figure out a run scheme that works, it's a red flag. It's a problem. Our O-line not having constantly one person amongst the inner O-linemen. Let me break this down. There's the 5 O-linemen, then there's tight ends, then there's receivers, and then there's the offensive backfield. All of these guys have to work together for a play to work in the offensive run game. They've already stated this in the offseason, they stated this in the preseason, and they stated this during the season, during the press conference. They need all 11 players to block correctly for plays to run. So when you watch film and it's Damian Pierce's turn and take an unbiased, un unhated look at the run play and realize, all right, who fucked up on this play for Damian Pierce not to be able to run? Instead of blaming on Damian Pierce, be like, all right, what happened for this not to run? Oh, is it the guard allowing the D tackle to slide inside, causing immense pressure? Is it the tight end or the center not getting to the second level and blocking the linebacker that rolled over to cause a TFL? Is it the tight end that gives a lackadaisical block backside? Dalton Schultz, any tight end in the tight end room, backside to allow a defensive back or or a DN outside linebacker to trail the line backside to get a TFL or 1 yard, 2 yard gain? Is it my guards not getting their hat play side and getting tossed like rag dolls as soon as a running back gets the ball? It, the reason I say this, Devin Singletary should not have to make all pro moves to get a 5 yard gain. Damian Pierce should not have to juke 3 people, do a spin move to get a 1 yard gain. There's a problem in the run game on a scheme philosophical level. Why this shit is not working in week 15? That's where the conversation would be. It shouldn't be, oh, it's Damian Pierce's fault why this shit's working. No, it's week 15, and we don't have a running back to have 100 yards in consecutive games. We don't have a running back to have over 100 yards in 2 consecutive games. Like it shouldn't be this bad where we have 80-yard rushers spent between 3 people. That's the problem. Our quarterback shouldn't be the leading rusher for 5 games out the season. We have a full run game problem. This is not on one player. This is on the entire offense inability to figure the shit out. Somebody's fucking up. Everybody's fucking up. And the people in charge of getting it right are not getting it right.
And that leads to the next point. Mental mistakes. There are so many mental mistakes that we continue to witness in the film. Not just minimal ones, right? Not these little like, I took a bad step and that, no. We saw it with Petrie. Eyes in the backfield. Lets Tavierre Thomas just get smoked badly. It is what it is. Like, that's a mental mistake. The mental mistakes of we saw it in the Atlanta game where D'Amico Ryans doesn't call timeout on that play like he should have so that his defense can get a breather, which would have allowed a little bit more help for us. Helps us win that game, right? Mental mistakes like throwing the ball backwards that CJ makes in the Jets game because he's getting pressured too much, right? Mental mistakes like Dieter just getting handled. I mean, like these are mental mistakes that we're making. Noah Brown not concentrating to catch the ball, letting it hit him in the face mask, and then laying on the field, right? Mental mistakes like Will Anderson getting frustrated and hitting and getting a late hit call on the quarterback, right? These are mental mistakes that lose us games, that get us in bad situations. And this isn't just on players, it's on coaches as well. We're seeing it full phase. Part of that is because we're a young team. But it's not just the youth that's doing it. It's the vets as well. So one of the things I definitely would like to fix going forward is the mental mistakes, getting rid of them, stopping them. You know who else was a young team that made it to a Super Bowl and had mental mistakes, but they made it to a Super Bowl? The Rams, and they with Jared Goff.
Year
And
one? Is that year 1 or year 2 with Sean McVay?
yeah, and the Bengals. Both of those teams were young teams that made mental mistakes. They were making mistakes. If you think those teams were perfect, you're crazy. Like they were elite. They were really, really good teams, but you didn't expect them at the beginning of the season. You weren't saying they're making Super Bowl. And they did because they started eliminating the mental mistakes. That's where we need to be. We're making them now. That's okay. We weren't supposed to be here. Keep making them now while we're not supposed to be here. But next year, when we're supposed to be here, I need those mental mistakes to stop. And that's what I got to say about that.
For the mental mistakes for me, pretty much you hit the nail on the head for a lot of them. Um, we are at a point. Well, a couple weeks ago, we was at a point where we stopped having those low level expectations for the team and started having the real expectations we have for this team. We went from hey, we hope they get 5 wins, we hope they get 8 wins, we hope they hopefully 10 wins. They have a great year for 10 wins. They luck out, and we turned that into hey, I need y'all to make a playoffs because we have a chance at the playoff push. Y'all playing good enough in the league for y'all to win games. We are at a point in time where teams are not beating us, we are beating ourselves. And so that's a good thing. This is a good thing for our young team to have. There are many times y'all watch the NFL football where y'all seen teams have young quarterbacks and their first or second year they win 500 or a little bit over 500. Like, oh, they're going to be a good team. They made some key mistakes, lost a couple close games. We are literally in that moment where people around the league are seeing us like, oh, yeah, we're the next ones up. We're the next team to make that next step. And so we got to take it upon us that like we're not the fucking players and shit, but we're going to take it on as they have to take that next step in order to be regarded as teams. Like we can't have linebackers shooting the wrong gaps on run fits to allow running backs for a 8, 9 yard gain. We don't need linebackers to bite on play action plays, allowing tight ends to rip for 20, 30 yards versus jag games. We shouldn't have safeties biting and having eyes in the backfield uh, during obvious passing downs to allow 50, 80 yard bombs. Offensive side, we shouldn't allow uh, slide protections to not pick up secondary late in the play blitzes. We shouldn't have receivers dropping the balls like you mentioned. We shouldn't have these mental mistakes. We shouldn't have a quarterback having to rely on the center to call the protection. That's a center five. We shouldn't have these mental mistakes going to year two. And so that's been a detriment for most of these games as we rewatch the film and really if you take a second after post game, take a second to reflect and really think about it like, oh, really did have a lot of mental mistakes. 'Cause that was me during the Jaguars game. It took a motherfucker to tell me we had 4 plays over 40 yards going against our defense for me to realize, oh, I can't even blame the refs no more. That's how you lose a game where 200,
Mm-hmm.
damn near 200 yards was accounted for in 4 plays. 4 plays accounted for most of that motherfucker's yards
And you
on
still
mental,
almost won the game.
and we still almost won the game. Mental mistakes made us lose that game. And so once we stop having that sheer number of amount of mental mistakes, we can win a lot more games. We'll win a lot more games. I need my OC to figure out how to develop a run game and how to develop a sustaining drive. I know you want to be balanced and have 50-50 pass run so teams don't know what you're really running. I need you to develop that. I need my defensive coordinator to know how to coach up proper defensive pass offs, how to coach up different linebackers on how to pick up middle of the field passing responsibilities. I need my D line to get some type of semblance of pressure. Like it's the little things that's gonna whatever we can address in the offseason is gonna take us to the next step because we can go from a wild card team or to a team that's looking into the hunt
to be a team that's like, all right, they're picturing us as the AFC South, AFC Championship. They picture us as that's the game we have to play somebody like the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals. One of the teams that's like, all right, whoever wins this game is going to the Super Bowl. Like we're going to be regarded as one of those teams in the future. So can't wait for those. Like, but we can't get there until we handle a lot of mental mistakes.
Exactly. Let's get a little bit of a prediction going on before we go ahead and jump into questions. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat if you're still watching with us. We do thank you for those who have been with us throughout the chat. Texas 22, that is VT right now. Leo and VT, thank you guys for joining in. DB3, Chandler Pullen, Alpha, Dominic Sports Radio. I don't know you. You don't know me. Kuda Ball, John Clayton, Joey. Hey, I see actually you're in there. One of one. Thank you guys all for jumping in and just being a part of the chat today, and watching this stuff. But let's get your predictions. I know we're about to have Texans versus Titans. What do you see? Give me a score. Give me a prediction on that, and what do you think is going to happen there?
To be honest with you, I think this game going to come down to for us on the offensive side is going to come down to obviously if we can get some type of run game. If we can get a running back over 60 yards, 70 yards, we're going to probably win the game. Um, some sort of fashion. It's going to come down to a couple of guys stepping up. I think our entire O line should be pretty much the same group coming back. George Fant, Larry Tunsil, they get some Toradol shots right before they walk out, type shit, and they won't feel anything till the next day. Um, so it's gonna come down to players like Michi, Xavier, Dalton is looking like he's gonna be coming back on Sunday. Um, and Xavier, Michi, Miss Brevin to step up in a big form of fashion. I know Brevin's not gonna get a lot of PT just due to the fact Dalton might be coming back, but they might have a lot of two tight end sets that's what Bobby likes. Um,
Woods.
and well, Woods he shows up, so he's a vet. He just don't get that much that many targets as of late because CJ just been putting the ball everywhere, um, or just feeding the ball
Brown.
around. Noah Brown, yeah, don't. I don't think the game will come down to the guys. I think the game will come down to the young guys actually stepping up. Um, they'll get their targets because since it's Mills plays with the second group. I don't think people ever really talked about that leading up to the week. Um, Mills plays with the second unit, and so all the backups, receivers, and skill positions, he's somewhat known because that's the people he practiced with during the week. Um, on the defensive side, um, big question mark of if is the running game going to go down. It's a bad game not to have Will Anderson, um, since we're going against Derrick Henry and Tajay Spears. So it's going to be a hard fought battle in the trenches and then it's going to be a big battle of who's going to be guarding D Hop or who they respect the least to guard D Hop. Because once they figure out, all right, D Hop either got to go against Stingley or Nelson, whichever one you feel like is going to be the better matchup, that's where we're going to be running routes. Linebacker's going to get picked on again, but I don't know if Levis is that level yet. He has potential to be that level to pick apart a lot of defenses because he has a live arm and he just has that spunk. But I don't know if he's mentally there to like pick apart defense and take what they can give you type shit. So we'll see on that. But he has the ability to pick apart on our linebacker because every quarterback has the ability. Because fucking that's how Desert Ritter and old dude was able to put up 300 yards because they picked on our linebackers and our slot corners. Um, I'm glad this is week 2 or 3 for Ward and Petrie being back. They can build up on that cohesion again. They didn't have the worst game the worst game in itself, like after like the whole I counted the first half since it was 0-0. Like they wasn't that horrible. But once they started scoring, the wheels kind of fell off at the end of the game. But uh, hopefully, this third week of cohesion, they're able to play better. So, linebackers, run game for the defense is going to be a big thing. We're going to see how they utilize Derrick Henry and Tajay Pierce. D Hop versus the entire defensive backfield. Uh, and I don't think they have really any other guys like that. They got a couple good tight ends, but nobody that's like, oh shit, we gotta watch out for them. Just regular NFL guys that, hey, if you allow them to be open, they're gonna be open. So I'm worried about Derrick Henry, Tajay versus the running game. Worried about the tight ends versus our linebackers, and then I worry about D Hop because he's going to cook some form of fashion versus us. On the offensive side, I'm worried about what player is going to step up, and then if we can get a running back over 50 yards on Sunday.
Yeah. I think I have a couple other keys to the game. I don't think they test. I don't think they put D Hop on Stingley or Nelson a lot. I think they're going to kind of have him in the outside a little bit. But I think that's going to, if they want to get him involved, I think they're going to put him in the slot and let him just cook King, because that's who is going to be there, because Tamir Thomas is out. I think the biggest worry for me is in the linebacker position. We don't have Cashman. He's out this game. That's our best cover linebacker. So that's a big hit. I do think this is still going to be a low scoring game. I think Will Levis, who's played fairly well for a rookie, he comes on late.
He's just sporadic, yeah.
He's very sporadic. What I will say about this game, and this is where I think we have the advantage, both sets of coaches are kind of what's the word I want to use here? They're kind of stubborn in what they want to do in the game. And Tim Kelly comes from that Bill O'Brien tree of he really wants to establish the run, and he wants to have a layered passing game. We saw it here in the Texans, and Tim Kelly is their offensive coordinator. Yeah. I think we are going to be able to play on that and get some turnovers, which will keep this game close. One thing I definitely will say is I don't expect us to get beat deep, which is what the last time the Titans kind of went off when Levis first got out there. I think that's where he kind of got to show him, like, that was their best passing game. They really haven't done that lately because teams are not going to let them beat. Teams aren't going to let the Titans beat them deep, and they're going to stop them. It's the middle of the field stuff, that mid-range game. Can Levis torch us there?
Because it's going to be
I agree with that.
Burks, Hopkins, and Chris Moore.
Yeah. So who is going to win? Is Burks going to beat Nelson or Stingley? I don't know. Is Hopkins going to beat Nelson or Stingley or King? I don't know. Is
Chris Moore go beat the safeties or Desmond King?
Yeah. And we don't know, right? I don't think that's going to happen. I think our secondary locks them up a lot more. So I don't think their throwing game, their passing game is going to be out there as much. I think it's going to come down to the run game. And that's what worries me the most. But also they're soft on their defense, particularly in that run game. And I think we in this game is going to be similar to that last time we won in Tennessee. I think it's going to be 19-14. Houston. And I think it's because Davis Mills, as you mentioned, has that rapport with those backup receivers. Xavier Hutchinson, John Mechie, Brevin Jordan. He's going to have had that work with them. Noah Brown, Robert Woods. He's going to have had that work with them a little bit more. And I think he will be able to hit who he's got to hit. I think you'll see a lot of faster pace play from Davis Mills. He's going to try and get the ball out quick. We are also probably going to be missing George Fant. George Fant, I think, is going to be out this game, so it's probably going to be Charlie Heck on the right tackle. So I
I
know
don't know,
Davis
man.
Mills is
That Toradol do wonders, man.
hopefully. I mean, if that's the case, then hopefully we could see Nico Collins out there as well. And if we could see both of them out there, that would be. If Nico Collins is out there, I'm more sure of a win than if he's not. But I do think the thing that will help us is one of our best play where we didn't see a lot of sacks was when we got the ball out quick. And I think that's what we're going to see this game. We're going to see the ball get out quick. It's going to be live. We're going to see a lot of more Trevor Lawrence style throws than what we're seeing from CJ, who holds the ball as one of the longest in the NFL. We're going to see a lot faster passes. So expect that going into this week. I also expect a lot of middle, like testing their linebackers because they really don't have a strong secondary and linebacker room for the Tennessee Titans. So I suspect that's where we're going to try and attack the most.
I would hope if we're getting Schultz back, we can able to attack the middle of the field a little bit. Well, not the middle field, that
Seam. We're going to attack that seam in the.
I said that I'm not even gonna say the seam, like that 15, that
the mid-range game.
The 5 to 20 yard area from the line. You can really attack a lot of shit because that's the place the linebackers got to cover in.
The unfortunate though bit is that's Davis Mills in his past. That has been his weakest
targeted area.
Yeah, that's been where he's his weakest. So I'm hoping. We did see that he in the like 4 or 5 passes he had in the Jets game, he was fairly accurate. And when I mean fairly accurate, I mean he hit the man in the face mask at 12 yards away. So hopefully he is got that accuracy going. He seems to be more poised this year. I'm predicting 19-14 Texans with the win, and that we go in and rip those jerseys off and take them back to Houston. Lastly, any questions that you guys have, go ahead and put them in the chat. But is there, before we kind of go on and looking at the questions that are there, as always, all the information for me you guys can see in the description below. If you guys have anything that you want me to pray over or pray for you guys, let me know. You can send that to me any particular way you want to. EXO for the people out there, so I could get, and also so that I could get this information in the description going forward. Can you go ahead and give the people your information?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at that guy JJ underscore. I think that guy underscore JJ, one of the two. I might be making a new account for this, or just to separate just like my football take and stuff like that from like my regular social media accounts. I haven't really fully decided on that just yet. You can follow me on there. I don't really tweet as that much on my football takes like that, but I might start doing that a little bit more. I post some things here and there just about this O line and D line in itself. But hit me up, add me if you want to, hit me in the DM if you have any questions about anything like that, or you just want to talk ball. I'm always there. I love the game of football. I was willing to talk. I was willing to watch film and just watch breakdowns and stuff. So hit me up. I won't bite. I might talk shit, but that's pretty much it.
Yep. Thank you very much. I don't see any questions in the comments, in the comment section there. So we will kind of let this go up to the end. One thing I will say is this was a longer episode. I normally don't go this long. Normally it's about an hour, but we had 3 weeks of stuff worth to cover. So bear with us. We're going to get back into the regular weekly scheduled programming. But what I will say is I think this episode, what we really wanted to do is take a look into that darkness, take a look into all the noise that we've been hearing, kind of sift through it all, find that grain, that nugget of light that's out there, and bring it right back to the middle. It has been fun, ladies and gentlemen. You know who I am. I am Jay, aka the Moderate Texan. You know who that guy is over there. It is EXO. Say bye to the people, EXO.
Bye. See y'all later. See you next week.
Catch you later. Catch you next week, Texans fam. Much love.